So it's close of business on Tuesday, November 11th, meaning the Dow Jones Industrial has closed. So we're going to do a market update, typically do this once a week. I have a school community. We do it in there almost on a daily basis. Let's look at the total market. Let's see where we are because people are wondering what they should do now, what they should do next. Is the market bull? Is the market bear? So this is the chart I've been showing for quite a while on my X account, in videos. This is the total market. It takes the market cap of all of the crypto. Now, before we get started, I always have to say, as you can tell, I'm a big dumb animal. Don't do what I do. Informational purposes only. So if you look at this chart, it has 2 years of data here, 2024 and 2025. Back in 2024, we had a 40% drop from the high wick to the low wick. Then we had a 38% drop. Both of these corrections, consolidations, that started at the end of 24, went into 25. Now we've got currently from the high down, we have about, let's take a look where we are. It looks like from that long wick the other day, about 25% down. 30% down would be to this black line, which is a 2021 all-time high. Not that that matters. What do we want to see? Well, you always like to see higher highs in a bull market. You always like to see higher lows in a bull market. So in order for this correction to break that pattern, it would have to come all the way down below 2.32 trillion. I don't see that happening, but we'll see. What we're waiting for personally is I'm not buying any new crypto. I'm waiting for this to turn around for us to establish that low. Let's look at a couple indicators here. Moving average, convergence, divergence. This one we show a lot because the crossing of the MACD and the signal line showed the bull run, the correction, the run, the correction, the run, and now we're hoping this is going to turn around. Typically things start to turn around when we get the lighter red bars and the length of the bar becomes shorter. That's showing the distance between these is starting to converge, less momentum, less selling pressure. This is all just about selling and buying. So the sell-off starting here, and eventually you hope that it's going to move sideways slowly as that selling pressure stops. Now, what do you usually use in terms to see that? You look at the volume. You can see the volume, OBV, on balance volume, as it's been moving up during this sell-off that we're currently in. The volume is very much down, which makes sense. But you eventually want to see this volume start to go sideways, even if the price is coming down. Look over here in this correction phase. And actually in this correction phase. Now this one, if you look at it here, towards the end was up and down, somewhat sideways, this price action here. But from here to here, this length of time, notice that the volume during that sideways price action was starting to go up. Because volume precedes price. The volume starts to move up before the price starts to run. If we look over here in this time period of going sideways, same thing. During that time period, the volume started to move up. We're not there yet in this correction phase. It appears to look like it's still going down. This is a weekly chart, but the volume here has been going down. We want to see it flatline, and then we want to see it start to turn, and that's going to tell us we are probably approaching wherever this low is going to be. If we continue to maintain higher highs and this turns around, we are still in a bull market. Let me show you something very interesting here. If you look at it on a daily and you say to yourself, where are we now? Total market, 3.42 trillion. Come back here. We were also there in July of this year. We were also there in June of this year. We were also there in May of this year. So from May until now, even though it's gone up and down, a lot of sideways. So all that sideways trading, that leads me into BTCC. I've started to use this exchange, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why. I have a link down below that will take you to my sign up page, and there's all sorts of benefits I'll tell you about in a second. What's interesting about BTCC, they've been around for 14 years. They're in the top 20 when it comes to leverage trading in particular, and they've been around the longest. No security breaches, over 10 million users. And here's what's interesting. You may look at it and say, yeah, the market's basically just been going sideways. Well, this one exchange alone, the last 24 hours did almost $30 billion in trading activity. In my school community, I have courses on things such as strategies, like what I call my 1%, 10% rule, 10x leverage, 1% move in price on a crypto that moves 6 to 8% a day. If you can just get a 1% move with 10x leverage, that's 10% on your money. $1,000, $100 gain, 30 times a month. It's an extra $3,000 a month. Really simple strategy. Now, if you use the link down below, it'll take you to my landing page with my big fat head. Until November 27th, there's a 10% deposit bonus on what you put in. Here's what's most interesting. They've got these extra bonuses of up to $10,000. When you do certain things, you do make your first copy trade, your first spot trade, whatever it may be, cumulative amount of trading volume, get an extra $200, $300, $500, $1,100, $2,200, $5,500 as you start to use it. One of the things I really like is, yes, they have hundreds of crypto. They have up to 500x leverage. No VPN or KYC. They're licensed in the US. So if you're in the US, you can use them. Two things I love. Copy trading is available, where you can copy others that have been very successful. You can see the track record. Two, a demo account with $100,000 in it so that you can practice everything before you do it. All right, now back to the market itself. So the first thing I'm watching is on the weekly, particularly this MACD here. We are still in a downtrend. We want to see this start to turn before, personally, I'm going to buy into any more crypto. The second indicator, because Ethereum usually runs next. This is Ethereum. It has been following essentially the same patterns with the MACD and the same timing. Well, that makes sense because of the total market. Bitcoin is over 60% of it, and Ethereum, I believe, is over 10% of it. So at the moment, Ethereum is also in a correction phase. It also on a weekly is still in a downtrend. We want to see where this bottoms out and hopefully turns around. Then it needs to break around its all-time high, which is around $4,800. That's when we believe, most of us, that the market will really start to move once that Bitcoin money and profits start to move down into Ethereum and then off into the altcoins. So what am I doing? What I'm doing, and again, make your own decisions. I'm not buying into crypto. My two things that I'm watching, because I'm keeping it really simple, not overcomplicated, is the total market. I need to see this turn around. Ethereum, I need to see that turn around, break its all-time high. That's when I'll consider purchasing new crypto. In the meantime, I'm going to exchanges like BTCC, and I trade on a daily basis. Trade at your own risk. Never use money you can't lose. I got a link down below in my description if you want to take advantage of this sign-up bonus. Hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Listen to my school community. I have some really interesting news coming up about my school community when some of the new upgrades are completed. Love how I break things down? Then hop into my crypto school. You'll get step-by-step courses on everything. Buying, selling, staking for yield, borrowing, lending, even going fully debanked. Plus, join lively crypto chats and catch my daily market updates. And lastly, if you just want to help support the channel, there's a join button just below this video.